Yeah. Yeah. Turn it up, baby. After hours on the highway, let's ride. Slide in the ride with Teddy Long, Mac Davis in the front. Keep the chatter strong. Turn that dial, feel the tires hum. Talking body slams till the morning come. Wrestling road trip after hours. We roll on and on and on. Oh yeah, oh yeah. News, views, interviews, all night till the break of dawn. Wrestling road trip after hours. Every tale hits nice and loud. Wednesday night, 7 Eastern. Come hang with the rowdy crowd. Wow. Legends in the backseat, belts on the seat. Stories from the road and the heat they beat. Laughs in the dark, every turn. New town, every rival, every pop, every takedown. Wrestling road trip after hours. Teddy and Mac keep rolling on. Wednesday night, 7 Eastern. Lock it in, we're never gone. Wrestling road trip after hours. Yeah, I don't drive, I don't kill your ass. Yeah, keep rolling that. On your screen, we pull up smooth. Click and lean back, catch that groove. YouTube shining, Facebook live, Twitch chat jumping, feel that drive. Wrestling road trip after hours. Teddy and Mac keep rolling on. Wednesday night, 7 Eastern. Lock it in, we're never gone.
Lock it in. It is another Wednesday night. I'm your host, Mac Davis. That, of course, is WWE Hall of Famer Mr. Teddy Long, and this is Wrestling's Road Trip After Hours. Teddy, how you doing, my friend?
It's hot, man. That heat has really got me. I've been ripping and running out in it all day, man, and just got in here and got time to get with you, and so I'm just trying to take it easy.
I hear you. The heat has been blistering. And it's not just here. I understand that, but man, it has been just one of those years, and not a lot of rain where I live now. Have you gotten a lot of rain up in the Atlanta area at all?
Well, a little bit yesterday, but they're talking about tomorrow and Friday is going to be pretty rainy, pretty wet.
And I think next week's a possibility of getting some good rain then too, because some kind of a tropical storm or something, I guess, is out in the Gulf that may eventually come over Georgia at some point. Which would be really good for a lot of people. we need that rain, really, really bad. But man, this week in wrestling, there's so many different things going on, none of which is really all that shocking. But I'm curious to know what, our listeners and viewers, what is it that has got you excited right now about wrestling? What are the hot topics that you want to talk about? And you can do that simply by dropping us a comment in the comment section, and we'll throw you up on the screen. You become a part of the show, and that's what the show has always been designed to do, is to make you a star along with everybody else on this program. And of course, we always start out with none other, and I'm trying to find him here, Zach Minger, who will always tell us what special day this is. Teddy, what do you suspect we might get today? You'll never guess this one in a million years, actually.
I ain't going to even try to guess.
All right, I'll let you read it. Here you go, Teddy.
I can't see it.
It's from Zach Minger, and it is Happy National Mango Day.
Okay.
Mango. Last time we doubted him, and he ended up he was telling the truth. He must have a special calendar somewhere. But yeah, man. Elijah is in the room, and he's saying, "Hey, what's up, Dave
Hey,
Crone?"
hey, we good, man. What's up with you?
We also have Dave Crone saying, "Good evening, gentlemen."
Good afternoon, Dave Prone.
Don't forget to leave a question too when you're saying hello. We'd love to answer these questions. Chad Driggers sending his love.
That's the original Chad Driggers.
That's right. That's Chad. We if you're from around here, you probably know. Well, I say around here. If you're in the Georgia area, you probably know Chad, or in this immediate kind of area. Curly Man is also in the room saying hello as well. And golly, look, we got a lot of people popping in here. Wolfpack Maine popping in saying hello as well as Curly Man. And we have Dashing. Let me see if I can get this right when it comes up on the screen. Dashing with Yosef. What up, Mac? Hey, man. What's happening? Also, Medman Mick. Good to see you in here, brother. Saying, Mac and Teddy, I hope you're doing well tonight.
Hey, man, we're alive.
Let's see here. Also, by the way, Dashing is saying, I hope one day Teddy Long comes to JCW, chat it up with Russo, Mac Daddy. It's
not a chance. Not a chance. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Never.
It's not up to me. Let's see. And we also have EKD saying, hey, Teddy and Mac, hope you both are well. Buddy says hi. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Ellen. It took me a second to figure out who this was.
You?
Man, how do you know how it is?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, as soon as he opens up tonight, he starts complaining.
Well, no.
Everything is wrong. Could you move back over here? Could you scoot right back in? Now bring that up over here.
Well, I'm trying to make sure you're in the picture. Sometimes you look
like
a midget.
I'm in the whatever my room is here. Just a bunch of junk. So.
Yeah, but if your camera though is not set right, you look like you're at the bottom of the screen trying to find your way up to be seen.
But that'll be good. That's good.
It makes you look like an old lady sitting on. You know how the old ladies get behind the wheels of the car.
No, I don't know anything about that. No, I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, I hear you. Let's see what we got here. Dashing is saying, Teddy Long, I was watching VHS Raw White Boy Challenge, Stone Cold, You Fight Dudley Boys. I watch only the VHS tapes, WWE edits.
Well, those were the good days. That's what we call the Attitude Era, and wrestling was really doing really well.
Teddy, how do you feel? Now, look, I don't mind celebrities coming into wrestling to help enhance the product, but lately in the WWE and other places as well, AEW even, they tend to reach out to the social media celebrities and, the television celebrities and using them in wrestling matches where they're actually choke slamming the wrestling stars instead of the stars choke slamming the celebrities. Should the celebrities, in your opinion, I know you're old school, but you also appreciate today as well. Should celebrities be having a heavy hand on the wrestlers?
Well, I don't think so, but you know what I mean? That's a different era now. We're not, like you said, I'm old school, but I guess old school has played out with a lot of people. It'll never play out with me because that's all I know and that's the way I learned. Like I said, I just seen something too a couple of days ago. The quarterback, what's his name that for the New England?
I can't. Oh God, if you hadn't asked me that, him and Logan Paul are having some issues.
Yeah.
But I know who you're talking about. Yeah, it's a famous, NFL quarterback. For life of me, I can't think of his name. Somebody will think of it, put it in the room in any minute now. But yeah, that's. What was your thoughts about that?
Well, I just don't really know. I think what they're like I said, you have to look at it now. It's WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment. So the celebrities getting involved, that's entertainment. So, I leave it up to them. Who am I? I don't know nothing. So I just wait and just see what happens. You bring these guys in, and if they sell tickets and do good, God bless them. But that's just the way it is now. It's just a different era.
Yeah, I just hate seeing. I think
Tom Brady.
Tom, that's it. Tom Brady. Yeah, well, God, I'm glad you thought of that. I can't wait for somebody to somebody just threw it up on the screen. So yeah, Wolfpack Maine. Thank you, brother. Yeah, Tom Brady. And yeah, I just don't. I can see nice clips, of the interaction between the two, but the believability in some cases that these guys can come in to one of our mammoth, wrestlers in the ring and just all of a sudden be able to choke slam them out of their shoes is ridiculous to me. I don't understand that. It kills every bit of what we tried to protect for so long.
Well, you can't protect it anymore. It's out. It's over. It's entertainment, and that's what it is. And like I said, Tom Brady, a lot of people will buy tickets to see him now. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they're going to do good with Tom. It'll be his first time in, so everybody will be interested to see how he's going to do and what he's going to do. So, I'm not knocking it, but I'm not saying it is what it is.
Yeah, I still see where ticket sales are still not great for a lot of things. And they're talking about now also doing for WrestleMania, when it's over in Saudi, they're talking about doing these. I remember in the old days where they had satellite locations you could go to and watch the shows on pay-per-view, basically closed circuit is what they used to call it back then. They're talking about doing that again this time when they go over there to try to combat AEW and other wrestling groups trying to take hold of that special weekend that people are so used to doing, on WrestleMania weekend. Do you think that would work? I still think people are still going to flock to wherever that is in the United States. They're still going to support whatever that wrestling event is on WrestleMania weekend. And I don't think they're going to be able to stop these other companies. I think it was a mistake for them to even think about going out of the country, especially the Saudi.
It's all about the money, Mac. I keep trying to explain that to you. You just don't get it.
Yeah, well, okay. I get it. It's just unfortunate because it's not great for the business when you look at it that way, really. Medman Mick is saying, Teddy, do you watch AEW at all?
Not at all.
Have you ever seen any clips or anything from AEW?
Well, sometimes I go through the TV and flipping channels, and sometimes I've seen it. I'll stop and look at, my favorite is MJF. I love him. Great guy. That's about it. But like I said, they sent a real nasty comment to me from AEW, so that's why I don't want to have anything to do with them.
Let's see. Yeah. Also, if you want to be in the chat, all you have to do is leave us a comment in the comment section. We'll throw it up on the screen and you become a part of the show. It's just that easy. Aquarius C. Hey guys, just got all the tickets for JCW shows coming up in Michigan the rest of the year, at least what was announced. Hey, we appreciate that very much. And let your friends know that we'll be out there. We'll actually be in Columbus, Ohio this coming weekend. So hope to see you out there. Let's see. Medman Mick is saying something about Rodney Mack here. Yeah, Rodney Mack was highly underrated. Teddy, you know Rodney Mack well. I've met Rodney and Jazz, and I've always thought, and I told Rodney this when I first met him, there are very few individuals that are believable when you watch them perform, when you're not quite sure if this cat's got all his marbles or not. Is he going to whip your ass if you say something wrong? Rodney Mack always had that believability factor for me. And so when I met him, I told him flat out, man, I bought every single bit of it.
Well, it's called selling. You know what I mean? Rodney Mack and we came from the old school. Rodney and Jazz. I think Rodney was trained a little bit in the ring with Junkyard Dog, God rest his soul. So when we were doing the White Boy Challenge, it was believable because Rodney would beat you up. You know what I mean? So but like I said, that's what I think we've lost in the wrestling business. There's no selling no more. There's no, good versus evil. You got to have that because that's just the way of the world. And like I may have said this once before. I believe that's the way the Iron Sheik, God rest his soul, and Sergeant Slaughter made a whole lot of money because Sheik was the real deal. He was from Iran. All right, now you're coming in our country just like the war and stuff that's going on right now. Somebody wants somebody to come in and save the day. And Sergeant Slaughter was that guy to come in and save America. So that, we just don't have anymore. Just the selling part is the thing for me. If somebody hit you for real, would you stand there?
No. There's so many ways that you can look at this too nowadays, because Can you imagine, Teddy, back in, let's say, the Jim Crockett days,
Yeah.
somebody, and I'm trying to think if there's anybody that did this, and I don't think so, but Orange Cassidy, that's in AEW, is a highly popular character, but his character has this stuff where he does these kicks. He can kick somebody, and he just barely touches them with his leg. There's no force behind it. It's meant to be kind of a joke, but they have fights that way, you know. And I'm thinking, would you have seen that in the Jim Crockett days?
Oh no.
No.
No, somebody went out and did that. When they went back, you better believe they wouldn't do that again.
Oh, yeah, because it looked like Jerry Lewis in the ring. That's how I've always put it. It's like watching Jerry Lewis in a wrestling match and believing that he could win.
Yeah. Well,
you can't.
I mean, like I said, the world has changed. It's a new era, so we just gonna, I'm not gonna change. So, but we have to just go along with what they're doing. But what guys don't know is how to get over it. There used to be a time that veteran guys would pull guys to the side and tell them, "Hey, come here. Let me tell you what you need to do to get over." I don't know whether they're even telling them that anymore. So you have to learn, it ain't so much as hitting and punching. It's like this. This is facial.
Yep.
You can do a lot right there and not ever even punch anybody.
That's funny you brought that up. One of the last shows I did in JCW with the TV tapings, I was talking to somebody about their promo. And I said, look, someone once told me, and I told them the story about what you told me. And I said, Teddy Long told me this story. And I said, always remember, it's right here. Everything, when you're on TV, this is what is selling. Vince
told me that. That's how I learned that. Vince made that explain that to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's facial sometimes. You don't have to do nothing. You can just come out with your expression on your face, and it tells the people exactly what's going to happen.
Yep, absolutely true. Dave Crone is saying, Teddy, would you go to AEW if they asked?
Well, I don't know. I really don't know. I like I said, I really don't know. But you ain't got to worry. You ain't gonna see me there. They ain't gonna ask.
You never know. I mean, this businessman,
brother, believe me. Now, if there's some people there that may leave, now those people, then I may have a chance. But right now,
I got you. I got you. Typical wrestling is political.
Yes. I want to mention this too because I was watching the thing on Jeff Jarrett. And he said something that made so much sense. And I mean, golly, I hadn't even thought about it. He was saying, like, power changes people. Well, Jeff Jarrett said, no, that doesn't do it. It said power reveals them. Power lets you know who they got, then lets you know who they really are. And that is so true.
I got to say, we talked about it last week in the dark side of the ring, right?
Yes.
Okay. I couldn't remember the name last week, but what a well done 3-part series on TNA
I
and
loved
Jeff
it.
Jarrett. I saw the one just today that came out this week for the Necro Butcher and Joe.
Samoa Joe.
Yeah. Boy, that takes me back to the day.
That's what you need, right there. That's what you need.
Yeah, man, that was that. I enjoy watching that because when I went through the independents, it was not unusual to see. I wouldn't say death matches by any stretch of the imagination, but storytelling like what we saw in the in that particular feud between the two, Samoa Joe and the Butcher. Man, that's storytelling. It was great storytelling. Watch that if you want to learn. Also, let's see. We have. Okay, Wolfpack Man saying Tom Brady, but we already knew that. Aquarius beat me to it. Okay, let's see. Mike is saying, holla, holla, player, watched SummerSlam from 04 last night.
All right.
Teddy, the last SummerSlam I went to was the one I think you and I were together at, where we actually started the show. Our very first show came from we were in Nashville, Tennessee. Was that the last time you were at a SummerSlam that you can recall?
No, that wasn't the last SummerSlam I was at. I think the last SummerSlam I was at was in Indianapolis, I believe.
Indianapolis? Yeah. All right, let's see. We also have PT Greek, saying whoop, whoop. I hear all the other people out there going whoop, whoop. Let's see. Medman Mick right now saying, question for both Mac and Teddy. Favorite team? NFL, NBA, MLB, etc. Just curious. Teddy, are you? Let me ask you. First of all, are you a sports fan of any type?
Well, I watch football. I'm not real crazy about it, but football, I really like it. Basketball, I kind of like it when it gets down to the wire when they're playing for the championship. But football, I think I put it over any of them.
Yeah, football would be, if there was any of them, football would be my favorite sport of it all. It used to be boxing. Years ago, boxing was one of my favorite sports to watch. And then I saw how dirty it was getting, and saw it on, I remember it was on USA Network when they still were doing Monday night fights or Tuesday night fights, whatever that program was. And I remember seeing it from, they were in New Jersey or New York. The place went crazy. It was obviously a fix because anybody who watched the match knew the guy who won didn't win. And from that point forward, I quit watching boxing. Favorite teams? I'm from Georgia, so I'll say the Atlanta Falcons. And Teddy, what about you?
I like Atlanta too. I'm an Atlanta Falcon fan myself. I like them.
Yeah, and in good years, bad years, we're going to win that championship. You watch. Martin's daddy, Teddy and Mac, what's going on, players? Hope all
We
is
are
well.
we're hanging in here, player.
Let's see. He's also asking Mac, who was your toughest opponent on the Indies?
Hornswoggle.
Yeah. Well, that's really tough to say. I have different ones for different reasons, but so it's really hard to say. I worked well with people, and that's what I would say. My toughest opponents were always the ones I could tell the best stories with because we worked together to make it something special. Yeah, a lot of times in wrestling, Teddy, you know this. Sometimes these guys just want to shine by themselves, and they don't want to share. And if they get that way in the ring, you don't get a good match. But if you get two guys who want to help each other get over, you can see magic happen.
And I've seen a lot of that happen because I've been able to be around guys that took it that way. They were serious.
Yep. And I've always said the people I work best with that was for a reason. There was a reason for that.
Yes.
Dave Crone saying WrestleMania will get bombed in Saudi. God, hope not. But we didn't say that word. Beep. Not
late.
worth it. But yeah, look here. The truth is, Dave, I don't know that I would spend money to go to Saudi in the first place. And I just don't see where that's really I can't imagine they're going to sell many tickets that for people who come from the U.S. I just don't see it.
Well, yeah, that's a long way to go, and that's a lot of money to pay. You know what I mean, to go all the way over there. But like I said, what they've got now is a closed circuit, so a lot of people are going to sit and buy that and support it. So you just have to see what happens.
Let's see. We have Martin's daddy saying, Teddy, any good stories about Eddie Guerrero?
Oh God, yes. God rest his soul. Eddie was what a hell of a nice guy, man. I had the opportunity to work with him on a lot of occasions. And there was this. I remember this time. I think Eddie he had a match, and I was sitting there and I was watching and everything, and he went to do the finish, the frog splash, and all of a sudden, Eddie. He come back after he finished it. He come back and it was just a little bit hesitant. When usually when he goes up, he gives the signal, boom, frog splash. But this time he just hesitated. But nobody really noticed that but me. And I didn't think nothing about it. So I was just telling Eddie, I said, everything was good. I said, on that frog splash, I said, you've always been a lot quicker. And he looked at me, he said, you're right. And he just, God damn it, Teddy, you're right. But I didn't mean it like that. I just saying, you just always been a little quicker there.
Let's see. Look here. Brother Nick, Joe Hamilton.
That's my man, the legendary Nick Patrick, better known as Glico Beak.
He's popping in saying, have a great show. Hey, man, we appreciate that, Joe.
Hey,
I'm sorry, by the way, about the loss in the family. I'm very sorry to hear about that. And prayers are with you, my friend.
Oh yeah, man. I his mother, she was just what a beautiful woman, man. She was so nice. And I remember her one time coming to me when I was, working with Nick and his father. And she gave me a little bit of advice, and she didn't have to do that, but she cared. She saw something there and she thought she would mention it to me. And I'll never forget that. And Jody, his father, God rest his soul. I was going to walk out one night because I was having problems with Ole Anderson, another God rest his soul. But Jody stopped me. He said, "Don't let that get to you." He said, "That's just how he is. Don't do that. Don't do just do your job." And I stayed, but I just I got a little bit tired.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you did, and for very good reasons.
And what it was, it was me and Paul Ellering in a hair versus hair. Paul Ellering is bald headed. I'm bald headed. So what does that make any sense? Hair versus hair. But I know what it was. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
that was just And Jody stopped me that night. I'm telling you. So he was great to me too.
You just like just breathe and wait another day, and then
Yeah,
reassess the next day. Yeah,
yeah.
calm down. Stacy Davis saying, "See you in Columbus, Mac. There will be another zombie wandering around Friday."
I
Yeah,
was going to ask you this too, Mac. I
yeah.
talked to Boogeyman yesterday, and he was telling me about the Insane Claim Posse. These guys still going by that name,
Insane
JCW?
Clown Posse. Yes, that's JCW Juggalo Championship
Okay.
Wrestling.
Well, yeah. Well, Boogie is going to be with you guys somewhere because he said they called him about booking him.
Oh, good. That's great. I don't I don't know. It's like Cat showed up. I don't know, a month or two ago, and I didn't know Ernest was going to be there, and it was like, oh, hey, man, and I knew he had talked about it, but I didn't know he was going to be that quick. So I never know who's coming in there. A lot of times they just show up, and it's like, oh, hey, man, what's happening?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good to hear because I hadn't seen Boogie in a while either. So I look forward to that. I'm usually at every one of the shows because
Yeah.
I got to do the backstage stuff. But yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great to see him.
Well, he
But
did tell me that.
let's see. We also have Dave saying, yeah, Rodney Mack was underrated. And let's see. We have Elijah. Hey, guys, I'm wanting to know if somebody that were to be a bad guy in wrestling, how to make it believable, because I believe Cody Rhodes said if he was, he would be the most hated person if he was doing it.
Huh?
I think the question is, what is it that makes a really good bad guy, Teddy, in your opinion?
Uh, the guy himself, he has to do that. You have to make yourself the good bad guy. If you know that you're a bad guy, you're a heel, then that's how you got to portray that. And you got to go out and you got to make people believe in you. And that's what Rodney Mack did.
Well, let me ask you: if you were to give, if you wanted to somebody who was a heel, and they were saying, "Man, give me some advice on things I can do as a heel to make the fans come unglued," what kind of things would you tell them?
Well, I don't know. There are a lot of things that you can do as far as your promos. When you cut your promos, there are things that you can say. And then there are a lot of things that you can do in the ring. And I couldn't really answer that unless I knew, hey, well,
Yeah.
I'm working with this guy and this is what he's doing. And what can I do, to get over with him? Then I can probably help you a lot more better. But just to tell you something how to go out and get over, I can't
Yeah.
do that.
Let me ask you: was there a go-to for you? When you wanted to get heat that you learned over the years, oh, this works for me. So here's one of my go-tos. I know this will get me heat.
Oh yeah, I go when I was a heel, I'd always, go right to him, especially when I was doing the white boy challenge.
Oh
That
yeah.
was so hard. I mean, that was so easy to do, because I'd look around like the thing I told you about with me and Bob Holly.
Yeah.
Okay, and so I go over and Bob called this, he called me, said, pull me over by the announce table and slap me. I'm like, are you sure? He said, yeah, yeah. So when I took him, we worked our way over to the announce table and I slapped him. Now I'm ready for my heat. I turned right around, I looked at Michael Cole, and I said to him, I just slapped a cracker. Tell him I just slapped a cracker. Now that heat.
I can imagine too that Vince is in the headset cracking up laughing as you're doing that, and probably telling them to egg it on even more if they could somehow.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
oh,
Yeah,
I can,
like Vince wrote a lot of stuff for me when I was doing the White Boy Challenge. Like the line that I had with Jerry Lawler, I told him, well, you may be a king to these people in Memphis, but to me, Jerry Lawler, you just another cracker with a crown.
yeah, I get you some heat.
Yeah.
Let's see. A wrestling historian saying, "Did you consider joining TNA after WWE?" That's a good
Well,
question. I never asked you that.
well, no, I mean, TA never talked to me. Nobody never called me, and so I never thought about it. These people don't get in touch with me. I don't worry about getting in touch with them. Because I look at it like this. I've been in this business almost 40 some years. And Vince McMahon proved that I could be somebody. So I ain't asking for no job. I ain't going around, campaigning and so I feel with me, this is me.
Yep.
They need me just as bad as I need them.
Jason Simmons. Hey, Jason, good to see you. Saying good evening, gentlemen. Glad to see y'all. Hope all is good. Back at you.
Hey, we're good, player.
Big Memacito. Good to see you. Sending a major salute to OG Mac Davis and OG Teddy Long.
Thank you, player.
Connor Bells is also in the room. Let's see. I'll make sure I pop that up there. Saying, what up, Mac and Teddy? And
We're
Connor,
good.
I don't know if I'll see you this weekend or not, but I think you told me you would be there. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think you did tell me you'd be there. Ellen is also asking a question. Do you have medical at most indie shows, or does it depend on the promotion? Went to a show this weekend. A guy hit the railing, went down, rolled over, and his arm did not. I think she said it broke. Okay, yeah, he rolled over, but his arm didn't. It was broke. Daddy, what is your experience when it comes to these indie promotions? I don't know that I've ever. I don't know that there is like EMS or anything like that. There's not an ambulance on site. I think
Well,
usually there's like a EMT maybe that's on site or something. Is that normally the case?
I don't know. I never seen an EMT or none of that. You know what I mean? So, but I think with the Indians, they need EMTs more than the pros because you got a lot of indie guys. They'll just come up with something out of the blue. I mean, they never did it or don't know what is going to work or not. Next thing you know, he grabs the guy, doesn't tell him anything, does it. So that you can't do that.
Yeah.
So, but it costs money to have those ambulances and medical people sitting there. So that's another thing too. A lot of the indie promotions, they don't have a whole lot of money. They just, have enough money to pay the talent and try to keep going. But I would really suggest they had medical at those shows. Not
Yeah.
all of them. Not all of them.
Yeah. There are shows that I've been to that I do recall seeing, like I want to say an EMT. There wasn't an ambulance on site, but there was an EMT with a little gearbox in the event somebody got cut open or something like that.
Yeah.
But as far as a medical emergency, that would require calling 911 and getting somebody out there. In most
Right.
cases I've seen, it's very few cases where I've seen an ambulance actually on site. Now I'll take that back. When I first started in independent wrestling, we did have, and maybe it was required, we had to have an ambulance crew on site during the matches. So there was always somebody there in the event something happened.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really don't know. I really not paid that much attention to all that. Let's see. Eric Draven saying, "Hey, Mac and Teddy." Michael Lotta is also saying, "Hey, gentlemen, what's up, players? What did y'all think about Shameless? Not Shameless. What is his real name? Sheamus. Yeah, not re-signing with WWE. And what side were you on the Dark Side of the Ring TNA episodes? Jeff Jarrett or Dixie Carter?"
I was definitely with Jeff Jarrett. You know what I mean? Jeff is, he's one of him and his father, the creators of this business. So I'm definitely going to be right there. But with Sheamus, I wouldn't. Him and I just only kind of spoke. We never even talked to each other, so I couldn't speak about him.
All right, let's see. Eric is saying, "What are Teddy's thoughts on JYD and Butch Reed? Rest in peace."
Oh God, man! You learn so much with those guys. When we had Butch and Ron, we learned so much from Butch, and then I had the opportunity to ride with Dog for a while. Just me and him rode together. So you learn. Those road trips are a learning experience. You learn from those guys. They'll talk to you and they'll tell you stuff. You know what I mean? Like I can say it now, and we kept it kayfabe for a while. But during my career, I rode with Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, God rest his soul, and Kevin Sullivan. I rode with those guys for 2 years. So you think I didn't learn nothing riding with them? And Kevin and I were really good friends, and he was eager to smarten me up to different stuff. When they were booking the NWO, I was sitting right there in the room with Kevin. Nobody never knew that. And while he was talking on the phone to Eric and different other people. And I remember one time we was in the room there, and Hogan called, God rest his soul. And Hogan had just went back to Vince, and I forget who he was working with, but he wanted to finish. So he called Kevin and he asked Kevin, "What should I do with this guy, brother?" And Kevin gave him a finish right there. And I was sitting right there. So you learn from that. You keep your ears open and you learn.
All right, well, so we got time enough to get one more in here before we have to close out. And this is from Matt Bannister saying, "Hey, Mac and Teddy, hope both of y'all are doing well. Got a question for Teddy. How much did you enjoy working with Doom? Ron Simmons is a legend."
Oh, it's great, man. Butch was so funny. You know, he he would get mad at me because when I was manager, he would get mad at me when people would stop me and want autographs. So I don't, I can't turn somebody down. I ain't gonna walk away. Once I'm out of the building, if you want me to sign some, I'll sign some. But Butch is
20
old
bucks,
school.
$20 at a time.
Well, whatever it was, I still signed.
Yeah.
But Butch was true to the game, man. You can't do that. Don't be signing their autograph because they'd ask him, they'd hand him something, he'd tear it up.
Of course he did.
Yeah.
He had to. He didn't have a
Right.
choice.
But that was just it. That's the way he learned. He worked in Mid-South for a while, and he learned, that the heels don't sign autographs.
I had, I'm not going to mention the name of one of the legends told me that there was a time that he had gone around the ring and there was this fan and this guy, even though he was a heel, was one of the sweetest people you would probably have ever met. But when that light came on, he was evil.
Yeah.
And he went by this kid and he grabbed her sign and he ripped it and she cried from that point forward for the rest of this match. He said it killed him. Him.
That would drive me absolutely nuts if I did something that made a kid cry.
Oh yeah, man, that would not be fun. Okay,
Yeah.
I said we're running out of time. I'll get two more in here. And Teddy, did you ever work with Dutch Mantel?
Oh yeah, I did. I worked with him and Bobby Jaggers, I believe. They were a tag team at the time that I worked with them.
Michael Lotta is saying, "Hey Teddy, what drink are you drinking tonight? It's got to be a Fresca."
It's a Fresca and it's the grapefruit, Fresca grapefruit.
Fresca grapefruit. All right. And let's see. This will be the last one. Midman Mick saying Nash has a weed brand in Michigan, is what I was trying to say. And it's good. Yeah, I think it's called Jackknife. I think Kevin Nash has his own strain that he sells in Michigan.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah, I want to say it may be called Jackknife. I may be wrong about that.
Well,
all right. So, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was just saying, well, I hope it's good.
Yeah, well, I when I was in, I don't know if I mentioned this last week, when I was in doing TV tapings in Michigan last month, they passed out some samples of this new strain that is endorsed or is JCW Juggalo weed. It's the THCA, THCA King is the group. And I didn't know what to expect. It's just something that's called THCA. It's supposed to be something that's kind of like weed, but it's not weed. You can buy it in a lot of stores and stuff.
Delta 8?
Who is kind of like that, Teddy, but this stuff, I don't think I had that I've had anything that made me feel as just happy and man, I mean, just wanting to crack up laughing at every little thing that happens.
Well, it was good.
Yeah, it was good. And I've told them from the get-go, I was like, man, guys, this is a lot better than I expected. And I had no idea what I'm gonna have to get you some of that. As a matter of fact, THCA King, you ought to consider maybe a sponsorship over here on Road Trip After Hours with Teddy and I. Because we both understand. We both understand. All right, Teddy, we're out of time. Man, I've had a fantastic time tonight. I know, Teddy, you've had a long day and you're ready to kind of call it a night.
Hey, who did we miss today? We missed some.
Oh, I know. We didn't get in here tonight.
Well,
and we didn't get. Oh, wow. Look here. I'm going to make sure that that's not the case. It's a she, right?
Yes.
You are absolutely correct. I do not see her anywhere, and I'm trying to make sure I didn't skip over her anywhere. Pretty classy lady.
Yeah, she didn't join us today, so we want you to know, pretty classy, we miss you.
All right, now look here too, pretty classy lady. When you go back and watch this, if I don't reach out to you somehow, I just want to make sure you're okay, because this is really the first time I can think of where you've not been here for the show. And when Teddy just mentioned that, yeah, it did strike me as being unusual. So hopefully everything's okay and you're just busy having a good night. I mean,
Yeah.
You'll catch us later. We
There,
understand.
there you go. We just want you to know we're thinking about you.
That's right. All right. I'm Mac Davis. That's Teddy Long. And this has been Road Trip After Hours. We hope we'll see us again next week when we come back and do this all over again. It'll be on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock Eastern on both YouTube and on, what else? Facebook. We used to be in several places, but I think I quit doing all that because it got to be a waste of time. So we ain't doing it no more. All right. We'll see you. I'm out of here. I'm Mac Davis. That's WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long. See ya.
Holla, players.